This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
I was young and falling hard for a girl named Shalou. Her gentle heart and her restless soul, she was the light of my world. We go walking on those summer nights, the tree line to that railroad bridge where we could be free. Summer passed like it always does. I got a job, you went to school. We went steady like most kids do. Fell in love for the very first time. We go dancing on Friday nights, listen to the band. I'd sing you love songs and you just laughed, but that was okay. it was yesterday. I worked that morning and you were mad, but we both laugh about it now. We go driving on Sunday afternoons with the windows down, past the city and the highway signs. We could be free. Looking back on what we had, oh my dear, I wouldn't change a thing. Memories, they might come and go, but our love, it stays the same. We'll be together for the rest of our lives till that fateful day. One of us is called up to the other side. Carry the light deep in your heart. Don't let it fade away. And don't cry, love, 'cause I promise you this, I'll be waiting there, oh, waiting there. And I will always, always, I will always love you. I will always, always, I will always love you.
Mr. President, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
The charge is falsifying business records.
I will get Trump.
It's felony criminal conduct.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
The
him.
charge is falsifying business records.
They came up with a new one,
It's felony criminal conduct.
indicting the 45th president. I never thought anything like this could happen.
Earlier this afternoon, Donald Trump was arraigned.
This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately. Everybody was in shock. Can't even believe it. Who would think that that could happen today? But they did it anyway. So here we are now. It's where we were today, but now we're there. Spend time there today.
The charge is falsifying business records.
I will get Trump.
It's felony criminal conduct.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
The
him.
charge is falsifying business records.
They came up with a new one,
It's felony criminal conduct.
indicting the 45th president, charging a former president of the United States for the first time. There is no crime. The most embarrassing time. President Trump is being treated very unfairly. How about that? Every single pundit and legal analyst said there is no case. What is fueling my soul right now is Trump. I will get Trump. What is fueling my soul right now is Trump.
The charge is falsifying business records.
I will get Trump.
It's felony criminal conduct.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
The
him.
charge is falsifying business records.
They came up with a new one,
It's felony criminal conduct.
indicting the 45th president.
It's a great song, but I don't know it.
Now listen, if you have not subscribed to YouTube channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, April 11, 2023, and I am not alone. Jenny is here at the news desk.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Matt. It's 6 years at WMNH Radio. Yoo-hoo.
6 years officially today.
Yes. Yes. Haha. So to sing for you.
Yes. I only have another, let's see, I signed a 28-year contract with the station, so I have another 22 to go.
Now they added a 0 onto that.
The Ghoul, Bob Eatman, wanted me to go for an even 30 years, and I said, I don't know. I think that's too long term.
No, dude,
that's
they added
a long
a 0
commitment
to that just in case they figured out like how to transfer you in like AI or something. So it's actually 280 days, months, years.
Years, yes. Well, I'm a vampire, of course.
Yes.
Eazy-G is on the line. Hello.
I'm in the first one. Happy anniversary. Not as only happy anniversary, it's happy anniversary to 25 years ago that Hulk Hogan told all the fans to stick it.
What?
That was 25 years ago today?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I've shared on my social media page.
When he went heel?
He said, oh my God, is he the third man? Come to find out he was.
When he joined the NWO.
Beginning of the NWO for life.
Became a bad man.
Yes. Well, it turned
out funny.
To...
Remember those days where they was to win every match? Not that it was fixed or anything, of course. But then it got out of hand. They had like 400 members of the NWO, and it kind of just crashed and burned.
You sounding
better. They were the most famous faction in the history of wrestling.
Hey, Easy, you're sounding good today. I'm taking that. You feel better? You feeling good?
Oh, yeah, that's another funny thing. I messed up. My friend said, don't tell anybody your personal business. The way I do it, go on the radio. So I got to stop doing that. He said, don't tell anybody. It's not their business. So what do I do? I go on the radio.
I hope you're doing very well. That's what I hope.
Right. So he said, who would I need to tell? He goes, nobody. He's right. You know, I don't need to tell people my personal business. So what I do, Jenny, I go on the radio.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but we all love you.
I don't really need to tell anybody, do I, though?
You don't need to, no. But I will say that we all love you.
Right. So what do I do today? I go on the radio.
Don't let it get
Anyways,
to you.
It was funny. I'll leave you this funny thought. I'm not going to get into it. It's talking about gossip. Yeah, I shouldn't get into it. So I'm just going to end the conversation. Happy anniversary before I get myself more hot water. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well done. Oh, that was a good exit. Well done.
I don't understand what he was talking about, though.
He called into the morning show.
Today?
Yes. And he shared some of his medical issues.
Oh.
Which a lot of us know, and we all love and care for him dearly. So,
yeah.
You know, he's had some rough times off and on recently, so it was good to hear him calling in and feeling better. He sounds really good this afternoon, so I'm happy for that, and I want nothing but the best for Easy-G.
Well, very nice.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy dough.
But he never did apologize to Peter, did he?
For what? What did he do?
Remember? He was supposed to call in and apologize.
Yep, I remember that, but I don't remember why.
Because he, he said something on the air that, he got a little personal there.
I missed this. I'm terribly sorry.
And he was supposed to apologize. He was supposed to call the morning show the next day and apologize.
This is gossip I don't know, you gossiper.
You don't remember?
No,
it just happened.
No, I remember he was
going
to call and apologize, but I don't remember what had happened.
Well, I'm not going to repeat it because it's
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
It's quite salacious.
You completely brought it up. Now the listeners are waiting with bated breath for you to indulge their ears.
Well, we have a call. Oh, it's Easy. Calling us back.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hey, I did apologize, by the way. He didn't even know about it. So talking about stuff I don't really need to get into. He didn't know about it. I don't think he even cared. So
Matt's a troublemaker.
Once again, I bring up stuff that I don't need to talk about. As we all know, I've called up the station one too many times and told myself,
Matty.
why did I do that? And then Peter calls up and says, Eric, why did you bring that up? You're right. So it's not just another bad habit, by the way.
Matt's just an evil.
Because what you say on the radio, by the way, Jenny, it goes all over the world.
This is true.
And like I was going to say, I told my best friend about that. I said, I don't really need to tell people stuff. And what I do the next day,
there's people in Ireland listening to you right now.
How come
on Tomorrow Radio?
How come Hulk Hogan never apologized for joining the NWO?
Oh, that was all fixed. It's wrestling.
Yeah, but don't you think he owes us an
apology?
apology?
I knew that, Jenny and Matt. The wrestling is it's scripted.
How
I didn't know if you knew
that. How dare you?
He owes us an apology.
I know. I got to go. Somebody's here. Bye-bye.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I know who was there. It was Bruce, because Bruce ruins everything.
Now you're trying to start more trouble.
I found something of Hulk Hogan's here. Maybe this is him apologizing. Let me see what this is.
I'm aware of how destiny is going to take its course, brother. Brothers.
I'm fighting for life, brother.
We've been hanging and banging, brother. 20,000 leagues under the sea is a nice place to deposit somebody, brother. When I set my eyes on you, brother. They'll be trying to drink their own sweat to survive, brother. Vietnam 20 years ago, blow my brother's legs off. Brother. I love him like a brother.
Wow.
I love Hulk Hogan.
I didn't hear an apology in there.
He's the original OG,
I was actually looking for the clip of Hogan telling the fans to stick it when he became a bad guy, but I couldn't find it.
He pronounces his ERs at the end of the word brother. Therefore, it's obvious he is not a New Englander, so I must stay with John Cena.
He's a Californian.
John Cena is a New Englander.
Venice Beach, California. Actually, I think he's from Florida originally, but then I think he was always billed as...
because he pronounces brother.
Right.
Brother.
Scott Robinson in the chat says...
to do that. It's the brother.
The Hulkster and I have a lot of family. 603-250-6007 is the studio line if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can also email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. You can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, but the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. This Tuesday afternoon. We'll go ahead and say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Oh, before we do that, I should mention too, the song that we played to open the show, that was Matt Litzinger, a song called Shalou. That's the acoustic version of it. He also has an electric version, but that's from his album, The Acoustic Sessions. And we played something of his because he's going to be performing live at the Hop Knot on Saturday night. Our amazing sponsor at 1000 Elm Street. They now do live music on Saturdays. And
yes.
And Matt Litzinger will be playing there. And then we also played something from Remix Bros titled Trump Indictment.
That was funny, but I really, really like that artist. I loved that song. It was a really good song.
Oh, yes, Matt Litzinger.
Yes.
Yes.
As far as the second one goes, I thought that was really funny.
You got to see the video. The video's...
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it, actually.
The video's really good. They do good stuff.
That was well done.
They do good stuff. Eazy-G Eric Gagnon is also in the Facebook live chat. He says, Happy Taco Tuesday, peeps. And Jenny, I see you're in there as well.
I am everywhere.
Crystal from the great state of Illinois joins us and says, hello, everyone. Scott says, that voice sounds sexy as always, Matt. Mine or Matt Litzinger's? Scott also says, I hate it when Eazy says he's not going to get into anything, then talks a little about it, and then leaves us hanging. That is true. He does do that. He's such a tease. Joe Friday joins us in the Facebook live chat and says, hey, hello, gang. Jenny, looking lovely as usual.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
Very nice.
Rather dapper yourself, I'm sure.
Very nice. Isaac Banks is in the Facebook live chat, of course, hailing all the way from Greensboro, North Carolina. And says, good afternoon, hashtag Jenny Coffey and hashtag Matt Connarton. How are you feeling, sir? Sad news, hashtag Matt. This keeps scrolling. Busy chat room. Sad news, hashtag Matt Connarton and hashtag Jenny Coffey. My Aunt Sandra Thompson passed away this morning. She was in California at the hospital.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
Condolences, yes. Isaac Banks says, I'm watching you from Greensboro, North Carolina.
You do tell.
Wow.
I thought he was in Bermuda.
Wow.
See what I did there?
But his aunt was from California.
I'm terribly sorry.
Right after I mentioned California.
California is doing terribly between flooding and, they're just going to like slough off one of these days right where that ridge is and just drown in the ocean.
Yes.
I say that half kiddingly.
Mm-hmm.
But only half.
Tom Blanchard says, yes, I was listening to the morning show and heard Eazy apologize. Well, I think what he apologized for that day that he called in was he was apologizing for, he did his entertainment report. So this must have been last Thursday. He did his entertainment report on my show. And he was talking about how the next day, Peter White, of course, of the morning show with Peter White, was going to be at Diz's Cafe for an event. And turned out that's actually a week from this Friday. So he had the week wrong. So he called in to apologize to Peter for...
That's not a big deal. That's an honest mistake.
Well, but...
You're a stinker.
I'm just... No, but I was talking... That's not what I was referring to earlier, though.
You call it an apology.
I was referring to something else.
Oh, really?
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
I'm still a little down. A little depressed. I have every right to be depressed. But I hope,
Can you hear that?
without a doubt, that I will be
lost in the ether.
that I will have the place.
In time and space.
And that they'll prove it, and I'll have
I didn't tell you. He sent me. He left me a voicemail. He thinks I gave Billy Painter his new phone number.
How do you have the?
I don't.
Well, if you got a message, then you do now.
No, it was a blocked, a restricted number.
Oh, so you still don't?
Yeah.
So how the heck did you do that?
Can I just be honest with you?
Oh yes, of course.
I hate what I'm going to go through.
Well,
I've done it several times already. I once.
Oh, this
to use the R word.
This is a record. This is definitely a recording because
yeah?
you know how we're never sure.
Yeah.
I recognize this exact verbiage from one of his videos.
Oh, so he totally like he's just recycling old stuff.
But what does he do when he makes a video? Does he go, I'm going to make sure not to swear in this one so I can call into Matt's show with the audio of it and pretend I'm actually talking?
He's planning how he's going to try and utilize you for his benefit.
Perhaps.
Myself. I'm not happy.
Well,
I'm not happy at all. The only reason I look content and with a little bit of a smile is the last 3 days from hell, where I was going to get a place all ready to put the deposit on and everything, and it was taken. It was just snapped up.
Oh, so they said.
Because I wasn't sure if the place that I was going to take was really in my best interest. It was a small place.
Maybe they've seen their YouTube channel.
And I can't have it was a studio, and I can't have a studio apartment with all the equipment I got.
Wouldn't a studio be perfect for his studio?
I was waiting. This is true.
No.
This is very good of you.
That's
Yes,
why
I
I'm
see
in
what you did there.
That's why I'm in afternoon drive.
This is true.
I'm wicked smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to do me justice.
L.A. Night.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. It's not wow. It's yeah.
I hate having to leave after you set yourself up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very depressing.
Oh, I'm missing a lot
I have to
of
make
the
a
chat room. I need
diagram
to
of
catch
all
up
my
on.
wiring and everything like that.
So I wonder, does he actually, I see that Joe Friday's comment, the only smile you have is when you sleep on your side, naked. I
like that.
So does he make certain videos
Snort
and
laugh.
does he make certain videos and goes out of his way not to swear in certain videos because he thinks he might use them later for this? Or does he actually go back and find a video where he didn't swear and says, oh, I'm going to play this one to call in the Matt's show? Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Or is it
But
because
what
other
you have
people find his videos and that's why he can't get anywhere?
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm not here to dance around
Hmm.
and entertain anybody. I'm not here. That's why, to entertain people, jump up and down like James Brown and make a fucking...
Okay. Nope.
All righty there. See,
All
you
right.
were wrong on that. We didn't pick the right one there.
I had to hit the dump button on that.
you
Fortunately,
did.
we're on a delay. All right. Well, now we know we
For
can't.
shame, we can't let those play anymore.
Can't. Nope.
That's it.
He killed
Killed
yet
that.
yet another golden goose.
Yep.
I can't even let him call in
With the same word.
Now if second I
it.
hear his voice, I have to hang up.
Yep, that's it.
So he made it so I can't talk about him at all on the air. And now he made it so I can't talk about him at all on the air anymore. And now he's made it so I can't even take his calls.
Actually.
Well, I guess that's.
Yeah, I guess.
That's it completely.
Why is she wiping? I do. You know what it reminds me of? Rammstein has a song out called "Adieu." It didn't come out that long ago.
Uh-huh.
Really good. It is really, really good. You got to see this video. But the song itself is just awesome, and it's adieu, goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen.
No. Joe Friday said he is depressing. Give him the hook. Yep, he got the hook. He's gotten the hook permanently now. Once you do that, you're banned forever.
That's it. You're done.
I was willing to at least take his calls and let him ramble or play his rambling video, but now I can't even do that. He
Nope.
just. Oh well.
Adieu, goodbye.
Not the first person to swear on the air, and then we have to say, well, don't call the show anymore ever again.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh well.
Shalom, Popola.
No.
Shalom.
No.
Oh, yes. How can I leave that out?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, if you'd like to join us today and not swear, 603-250-6007 is the number. 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the studio line is open for some of you, 603-250-6007. We should mention tomorrow on the show is Sam Salome. Is that how you say his name?
Chris.
Oh, Chris. I'm sorry, Chris.
Chris Salome.
Oh, you know what I just did? I think our Thursday guest is Sam. Right, Sam
Correct.
Bouchain,
You
and
mushed the names.
I created an
You
amalgam
terrible soul.
of the two
You
names in
did.
my mind. Yes,
This is why you keep me around.
So Chris, yes. So tomorrow, actually, we have two guests tomorrow. Gracie Gatto will be here first hour.
Yep.
And then Chris Salome in the second hour. Gracie's been on the show actually a number of times over the years. Longtime listeners are familiar with her. She has a podcast all about New Hampshire politics, but she's also I'd consider her an activist.
Absolutely.
On some issues as well.
Absolutely.
And she's always very interesting to talk to. She's a
doer.
She's a transplant to New Hampshire from the West Coast. I met her initially through John Hopwood, actually.
Oh, neat. We've met some cool people through John.
Yes.
So, yes, she will be here. And then Chris. And then on Thursday, Sam Beechard is coming in. And he's a local events promoter and stuff. He's going to be talking about a show that's coming up and, just sharing so our listeners can find some fun stuff to do.
Yes.
And coming up in the near future, you have a guest coming through Skype, musicians from Italy as well as Germany. More, of course, from Texas because they're wonderful. And some excellent, excellent local artists filtered all throughout that. And I'm still booking many. So if you are a local artist and you'd like to come on and show us your music and share with the world, feel free to get in contact with me. And I would be more than happy to book you. I am booking into May at this moment.
Yes. Doing a great job. And Chris Salome tomorrow is playing live, right? He's bringing in his
live.
guitar.
He's an instrumentalist.
Play live. Oh, that'll be cool.
He's an instrumental. Yes. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing it.
Very nice. Very nice. By the way, Joe Friday said this, referring to our caller earlier. He is probably wearing a red and white striped shirt, no pants, and eating cotton candy.
With the neck collar of said shirt stretched to the navel.
Yes.
With drippings.
And Isaac Banks says, hi, hashtag Donna Pagiri and hashtag Pat Pagari. How are you doing? And good afternoon.
Those are some new names to me.
Yes,
Welcome.
Yes. Hello to the Pagaris, the
Absolutely.
Pagari family joining us. I
Wherever
assume,
you may be.
Or they're being said hello to by Isaac Banks from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Maybe they're in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yes. Well, they very well could be.
Maybe.
A new firm of The Spark is from Greensboro, North Carolina. They are, of course, now managed and produced by Texas Mike.
That's true.
He's gotten into artist management now.
How does Isaac feel about that? Is he happy?
I think it was Isaac's idea. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Excellent.
At one point, they seem to be recruiting him to be a member of the group, but instead
I'd
invited
like
him.
to see that, but
instead they invited him to be the manager and producer.
But Mikey's a busy man.
Yes.
This is a guy with multiple jobs, hands in all the pies, doing all kinds of good stuff. He even travels and helps officiate and take care of all the stuff that I don't understand. I've seen his computer screen. I don't understand it. For sports.
Yes.
Our Mikey is very learned when it comes to a lot of different things sports-wise. He knows how to do the statistics and all of that stuff. And he's actually, they book him every year.
Yes.
To go and work with them. He does such an awesome job. He's got a love for it, that's for sure. But I have seen his computer screen when he's taking some pictures away. I got no clue. No clue.
That's funny, Joe Friday, what Joe Friday just posted in the chat room. I'm not going to read that comment on the air because I'm afraid I'll mispronounce it or be misunderstood and get in trouble, but that is funny.
That was a good giggle.
And Isaac Banks says, new firm of The Spark, they are excited, hashtag Matt Connarton and hashtag Jenn Coffey. And Joe Friday said, "Oh boy, I'm not going to read that.
Well, now wait a minute,
not going to read that one either. But that is true, Joe Friday. That is true, especially
that's not a nice no.
Especially now that Texas Mike is a producer and manager, he's getting plenty more than a toilet seat.
Stop it!
I'll let y'all fill in the blanks.
Both of you, this is not okay.
I'm just saying.
Get your minds out of men.
You can't say it's not true.
This is such
a
patriarchal thing to do. Listen to you too.
By the way, speaking of music, before we get into anything, really political, there is another story, a non-political story, but I do think we should address it because it is gripping the nation, and people on both sides of the aisle.
Tiger Woods in golf?
No.
Oh.
But this is something that I think people on both sides of the aisle are upset about, have strong feelings about. Perhaps some even agree on.
Both sides?
Yes.
I'm confused now.
I know. Well, Motley Crue. There's all kinds of
seriously.
There's all kinds of shenanigans and chicanery going on. And let me just say this. If there was any band that this was going to happen to, it was Motley Crue. Now, I've been...
Seriously?
I've been sharing a lot out on my personal Facebook page about this. And in fact, Our friend Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, who also, of course, he does his classic film reviews on the show every Friday. Eric and I were messaging back and forth about this earlier. So there are lawsuits, because if any band is going to have lawsuits, it's going to be Motley Crue. Have you read the dirt?
Have you seen what he said in Guitar? Guitar.com?
Oh, a lot of things have been said in the last few days. What are you looking at that he said?
Mick Mars addresses Motley Crue lawsuit. Quote, I carried those bees for years.
Well, there is evidence to suggest that.
He's definitely not pulling any punches. Struggling to remember chords and playing the wrong songs.
Well, there is evidence of that as well, but we'll look at it. By the way, I do want to get this before we get into that further.
Wow.
Just quickly, I do want to get this comment in. Joe Friday says in the chat, I love Mikey, have known him since he was 4 years old. No disrespect to Mikey.
Oh, of course.
Well, no. And actually, I think and besides, you complimented him. Actually,
but it's a patriarchal comment.
Yes,
that
it is.
You shouldn't be saying, either one of you.
Right.
So stop it.
Right.
Come up into the 21st century.
It does sound like something our
21st,
caller earlier might say. Yes, it is the 21st century. Yes.
Was that where Ziggy was? Do you remember that?
In fact, Century 21 is in the process of changing their name to Century 22 so they can continue to be futuristic. Yes, I saw that somewhere.
You're not kidding, really?
Somewhere, I saw that somewhere on the internet.
You're kidding.
I am kidding, but
okay.
I'm not kidding about
but
this.
I really wasn't sure.
I'm not kidding about this. Scott Robinson in the chat room says there is no such thing as a good story unless there is chicanery. Yes, chicanery
what
abounds.
What are there shenanigans?
And shenanigans. And
hooligans abound.
And tomfoolery, I would dare say.
Done by the hooligans.
So, if you don't know, this is Motley Crue, legendary Motley Crue, one of my favorite bands, definitely in my top 10. I think our friend Eric, he's not number one for him. His favorite band is Metallica, but I think Motley Crue, from what he was saying, might be a close number 2. He's got all their books and autographs and everything. He's a much more committed fan than I. What?
Well, they're pointing out that the reason he's suing from his perspective is he's suing because he's saying they kicked him out because he has ankylosis spondylitis.
Yes.
Which is an extremely painful disease. It's right up there with CRPS.
Yeah.
Just a hair below.
And I think part of the reason why public sentiment, people generally seem to be on Team Mick with this because so he left the band. At the time they framed it, it was framed publicly that he was leaving because it was finally, he had pushed through so much. But at 72 years old, and these, I don't know how to pronounce it, what you just said that he has, but yes, it causes...
Ankylosis spondylitis.
Yes, ankylosis spondylitis. Did I say it right?
If I'm saying it correctly myself.
That sounds right, because I've heard other people
I'm
in the news
guessing
say
on the first word.
So it causes his spine to fuse, and...
It causes bone growth where it doesn't belong, and it's terribly painful. It's extremely painful.
Yes. This man is... the amount of respect... This is part of why I wanted to talk about this, because even people who don't care about Motley Crue, just from there's layers to this that transcend the band and their music. The
think
amount
about
of
your knee or your joints being on fire.
Oh yeah,
literally on fire.
The amount of respect that I have for that man, because to go through, to experience the pain that he experiences and the lack of mobility, he can't turn his head anymore. He can't turn his neck.
Yeah, it causes stiffness.
Yeah.
It's a stiffness. Yeah. It's not as bad as stiff person syndrome, but it's pretty damn bad.
Yeah. Stiff person syndrome, that's what Celine Dion has, right? So, yes.
You kind of turn into a statue.
Yeah.
A human statue as you slowly cannot move.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah. So if you see him on stage during the last several tours, he doesn't move a lot, but his hands work and the guy can still play.
So put him in a chair, just like we do with Ozzy. If he still wants to play, because obviously he does.
Ozzy's in a chair?
Ozzy sits on stage in a chair.
Do you mean, are you thinking of Phil Collins?
No, Ozzy does it too. Since his accident, when he came back,
I didn't know that.
He hasn't been able to be up and jumping around since I'm not sure if he's even touring right now.
I think he stopped.
When he first came even back, they had him on stage in a chair. They put him in like a throne-looking chair that looks, really badass. It's a cool, Ozzy chair, but not a wheelchair, like a big throne type thing. But he has to. He can't jump around the stage like he used to.
I didn't know that. Because I've seen him. I've seen him standing. He probably stands. He would probably stand for part of the show and sit for part of the show. Because I remember seeing footage from that last tour of him standing. But they probably
it's probably up and down, and maybe it's all the way down now. But yeah, Phil Collins you mentioned as well. Yes, so there's no reason why he couldn't do the same thing. Give him a chair with no arms, and he can play to his heart's content.
Because
but this disease, they don't really know what causes it.
Yeah,
but there are some indications that it could be genetic.
Yeah. So he's in pain. His mobility is very limited, but he can still play. And when he left the band initially, the word that was put out publicly was, well, first of all, it leaked out that he was being replaced by John 5, which I thought John 5 was a perfect, obviously younger than the other guys.
After
41 years. Yeah. I thought John 5 was a great pick.
So they
made
planned
perfect
it.
sense.
They planned it. They planned who they were going to replace. It sounds like they planned it before they even told him. Well, they got a replacement awfully quick.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, no, it wasn't quick. But there was definitely a period of time where it was like, okay, Mick Mars is retiring. What's going to happen to the band? There was a space of time there, but there were also rumors that it was going to be John 5, which everyone was denying. And then sure enough, it turned out to be John 5, who, again, I think the perfect choice, great choice. But now it's coming out. Now Mick is claiming that that they actually pushed him out and that they owe him a lot of money and that he did not. And there's also a thing though. See, there's this thing where they had a 12-date stadium. I don't know. I guess it was probably part of the stadium tour with Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses, where they were supposed to do 12 dates and Mick agreed to 12 dates and then 12 became 36. And Mick didn't really want to do 36, but he pushed through. There's a lot of money at stake and there's a lot of pressure and everything.
But for the band to come out with a statement and say, we admire his courage and his grace, that, he's made the decision and they're accepting his decision to retire.
Right.
And that they would, quote, carry out Mick's wishes, end quote, to move forward with the tour and the band.
Right.
But he's flat out saying, that's not true.
Yeah.
You guys are lying.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to quit. And you owe me.
Yeah.
After 41 years, I bet you they owe him. But, I got to say, looking at it this way, short of something else coming out that I don't have for information, I'm in Camp Mick.
Well,
I'm firmly in Camp Mick.
So in terms of, look, I don't know the inner workings of their business and, a lot of things get said, things get misunderstood. It's all very complicated. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings of any of that. So I'm agnostic in terms of that part of it. But I do want to say, again, I want to express my deepest, sincere admiration for Mick Mars for a couple reasons. One is what he's gone through physically and hung in there. He's had this disease, by the way. This isn't something long time. Yeah, he's 72 years old now.
And
he's 10 years older than the rest of the band.
By contract, the band gets to keep using his image. And he will not get the same compensation. His compensation will be reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Although, that's in the case of resigning. It sounds like he didn't resign. It sounds like he got fired. So what does that say under their contract? You know what I mean? Like, is there a difference in their contract?
There may be. Well, see, that's the thing.
But hey, we're going to get to keep using you, sayonara.
But we don't know. There's so much we don't know, and that we'll never know.
We don't know.
You're right. It may be a case of people just seeing things a little differently because he might have said, I want to stay in the band. But for my physical health, we need to limit what we're doing. No more of this, I commit to a 12-date stadium tour and then suddenly 12 becomes 36 and I'm supposed to be okay with it. He might have drawn some sort of line And then the rest of the band or management might have said, well, no, Mick, we got to keep the money train rolling here. We're going to do what we're going to do. If you don't want to be a part of it, we understand. It might, and that might have been where things broke down. I don't know. But the thing is, so I tremendously respect and admire Mick Mars for pushing through all these years. And the other thing I want to say, though, is Mick Mars, I don't feel that he's ever gotten his due as a guitar player. And I understand why, you're not going to see him on anybody's, any critics, a music critic making a list of, their top 10 favorite guitar players of all time. You're never going to see Mick on a list like that, right? You're never going to see see critics give him his due. But that man, I think, is one hell of a guitar player, and probably one of the most underrated, underappreciated guitarists in rock history. I'll give you an example. Home Sweet Home. Everybody knows that song. Doesn't matter how young or old you are, you know the song. They probably still play.
Was that Mars?
I don't know who wrote it actually. I don't know which members wrote it, if they all wrote it together. But here's what I was going to say. I never liked that song. Even growing up as a kid, I was probably the only one I knew who didn't like that song. Everybody loves that song. I never liked that song except for one part. The guitar solo that Mick Mars wrote and performs on that song is absolutely magnificent. It's so good. And then if you look at their body of work, now there's a lot of Motley Crue songs I love. Home Sweet Home is an outlier for me. I'll get to what I don't like about it, what always turned me off about it, but his guitar solo on that is just incredible. And he's a master. He never gets his due. And he's so good. He is so good. His solos are such a big part of what drives that band. By the way, just quick side note, what turns me off about Home Sweet Home is, hey, if John Corabi had been in the band at that time, fine. But Vince Neil sucks at singing that song. I'm sorry. Vince's voice ruins the song for me. That nasal, he's not, look, he's fine for most Motley Crue songs, right? Hey, if he's Vince Neil singing Shout at the Devil, that actually works pretty well. But that nasally, I'm on my way. He sounds terrible. If they'd had
You're mean.
Hey, and listen, I get it. It's hard to argue with success. That's arguably their biggest hit single. That song is massive. That song is iconic. They probably still play it at high school proms across the country, right? Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue. I mean, that is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, hard rock, heavy metal power ballad of all time. So it's just me saying, I don't care for it. The rest of the world loves it, and God love you. I think Vince's vocal is horrible, but Mick's guitar solo, the best part of that song.
That being
said, by miles.
That being said, we always present both sides.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the claim.
Some would disagree with you, but go ahead.
That's not true, and I know it. Now, there are some statements being made that he wasn't able to remember all of the chords, that he was playing the wrong songs, and there's even gone so far to say that he's being manipulated by his manager and his lawyer to do this lawsuit, that he really, that he did, so it makes it sound like that maybe he quit and then had regret, or they pushed him into regret to sue. So
could be.
So which one is it, right? Is it that they forced him out and they basically fired him and he's heartbroken and he's, being treated terribly after 41 years, he's been replaced? Or was he really that much of struggling that hard that it was detrimental to the point of not being able to continue to go forward?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's two sides to that there. And if he did quit and walk away and he is being manipulated or pushed, I shouldn't, either way, by manager, by a lawyer to do this.
Yeah.
Which we can all see happening. Or You know, he didn't walk away. They pushed him out. It's one of the, obviously somebody's telling the truth, somebody's telling a lie. But there's two sides to that do make sense.
Well, but when you
as
get
much as I look at somebody who's been there 41 years, if you're going to keep going live and you're not going to want to play a pre-record or unplug the guitar and have somebody else.
Well, there's
playing
also
it,
that aspect, which we'll get to as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot's coming out because of this one thing. This avalanche of other stuff is coming out. Scott Robinson said in the chat, he's the best musician in that band, always was. Yeah, although Tommy Lee is a hell of a drummer. Always, for as long as I can remember, even just musicians that I know who are not fans of Motley Crue because they just don't like their music, will give Tommy Lee. Any drummer I know has always given Tommy Lee his due. He's a hell of a drummer. Nothing special about Nikki Sixx. He's known for being kind of the business mind of the band, but nothing necessarily stands out about his bass playing.
In totality, I think they were the most destructive band of their time.
Well,
look it up.
If you read The Dirt, which is what the movie we watched the movie. If you read the book, I read the book when it came out like 20 years ago.
I wonder who narrates it.
Well, here's the thing. The Dirt is unique because they all the way the book is constructed, they each narrate it.
Really?
It's like each chapter it's like chapters within the chapters because each chapter of the book, all four of them get their say, and it's like everything that ever.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like everything that ever happened in the band. All four of them remember it very differently.
There's a lot of narrators for this, and it does it. Yeah. They're narrating Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Sebastian York, Roger Wayne, Fred Berman, McLeod Andrews, Hillary Huber.
Yeah.
All are narrators. I should put this book on my list for my next credit.
It's a great book.
I love listening to people read their own stories.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with audibles. It's gotten me back into book reading where my eyes goofed. But I love it when people read their own stories.
Yeah.
It's so amazing to hear. And especially when they talk lyrics, like you get a real meaning and a feeling there. Sorry, I went deep.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No,
but I am going to put this on my list for remembering the next time I have a credit due.
The Dirt is a great book, but I'll tell you though, you'll get a couple chapters in and you'll go, "How did this band survive?"
Right?
Like this is crazy.
Well, just looking at the movie, I mean, I don't know how many times these guys almost kicked themselves off with mixing all the drugs and the alcohol.
Oh, and the movie
they were bad partiers.
The movie left out so much. And that's not a criticism of the movie. You have to, you can't cram everything in there.
But it was a totally different world.
Because the book is,
it really was a different world.
The book is a big book. There's a lot in that book. I mean, Vince Neil killed somebody
in a car accident. Drunk.
And he got a slap on the wrist. He killed Razzle from
another band. Yeah.
What band?
Oh, I can't remember.
Somebody who was up and coming. Wow.
Was it their drummer?
I'm blanking on the name of the band. The guy's name was Razzle, who died.
I don't remember. I do remember though that he killed somebody in a drunk driving accident.
I need to look that up really quickly because I'm blanking on the name of the band.
But they're known, and for those that don't know as much about that era, that might be listening, Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, all of those bands. When you hear the term sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that was very true in that era. Everything was about overdoing. It was about doing things bigger, doing things the big-assed, spending the most money, caution to the wind, do whatever, doing drugs, drinking to excess.
Oh, Hanoi Rocks was the band. I can't believe I was blanking on that. Yeah, there's a story here from loudwire.com. This is from July 2022. Hanoi Rocks guitarist says Vince Neil never apologized for car crash that killed drummer Razzle. Yep, you were right. It was the drummer. Yep, that was in that was in December of 1984. We have a call. Our friend Shannon is on the line.
It's really a shameful time for music history in the United States. It really is.
Hey, Shannon.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hello.
Hi, darling.
I read that book.
Oh, you read The Dirt?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Oh my God! Yeah, it was okay. It was good.
It's entertaining. It's
shenanigans.
It's a good read.
Squared.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all I can think of when I'm sorry, is the phone call. That's all I'm going to say. If somebody doesn't know what I'm talking about, read the book.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But when I read it, I think, Jenny, when excuse me if Juno's listening, I listened to it. I didn't read it.
Okay.
Because he'll be the first one. You didn't read it. You listened to it. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But if you do like Jenny, there's one out there. Can I say another book?
Of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
A storyteller, Dave Grohl, narrates that.
I had that one. I have that one. I listened to it. It was great. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
And Acid for the Children. What's Flea's real name? Michael? Peter is his middle name.
I can't think of it.
That's with a B or a P, not Buford.
You're talking about Flea from the Chili Peppers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know his real name offhand.
Michael. I think his middle name is Peter.
Okay.
No, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I can't. If I can't pronounce the name, I usually don't retain the knowledge of how to say it.
Do you listen to your books on Audible?
Sort of.
There's one that they have that's by Tenacious D. It's awesome.
By who?
Tenacious D, Jack Black, and Kyle Gass. Do you remember them?
No.
Oh, geez, I don't know how to remind you of him. Jack Black he's a fun actor, and he's also a great musician.
Yeah.
You said Jack Black? You said Jack Black?
Jack, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Him and Kyle, they're together. They're Tenacious D, and they have a lot of fun songs. Oh, you'd enjoy their music. It's fun, a lot of fun songs. But they have a book.
Do you know the title of it?
It's The Road to Redunction, Words and Music's Volume 29.
Volume 29?
Well, they have this series of words and music where they get different musicians to have these short story books. So they're like maybe 4 hours or so long. And they tell you a little bit about how they got started, or maybe about the music, or what lyrics might be meant, or some other fun stories. And so I've read a bunch of them, but there's one there that's funny. It's Tenacious D's The Road to Redunction.
There's also a little cameo of Ozzy in The Dirt.
Oh, in the movie, yeah.
But I didn't see the movie, but I read the book.
Oh, his voice is in the book?
Huh?
You heard his voice in the book?
No. I said he plays a cameo. I said he plays a cameo.
Oh, he's in the okay.
book.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He just shows up for a little tiny little
okie dokie
bit. But yeah, so. But it was a good read. Interesting. I don't think they do stuff like that anymore.
I think at their age, some of the things they did back then would kill them immediately now.
Phil Collins has a book called Not Dead Yet.
Not Dead Yet?
Yeah. There's a bunch of them out there that have done books now that are just, I love it. I fall in love with them. I've always been a reader, though.
Well, I will have to say, Flea makes a lot of neat sounds. He can do that. I can't. I'm not going to do it because I can't. But he does a lot of like not mimicry, but
vocalizations.
Yeah, I guess so.
For lack of a better term, that's what I got.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to comment on it. It is a good read. It's very interesting.
Yes.
And yeah. So Tommy Lee, if you're out there, I'm available.
Oh my!
She's making offers.
I'm just kidding.
Isn't that for Friday mornings on the morning show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
No. And they
Peter,
did
don't
mention
hate me.
that in the book, right? The
what?
The bone disease that Mick Mars has?
Oh yeah, he was diagnosed with that really young, so I'm sure there's a lot in there about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he already had it when he joined the band. I think he already had it.
Yeah. Sometimes if something is genetic, it doesn't show up for about a little while, and then something happens. Look, let's check this. Oh, well. And it's not necessarily something someone has, or it could just be a mixture of the genes, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to put it, but
yeah,
I won't tie up the phone anymore. Easy. Hello. And,
hello, how are you, honey?
Pretty good. Yeah, how are you? And that's it.
All right, Shannon. Thank you for the call.
Well done.
All righty. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
That opens up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007 is a number. Crystal said in the chat room, even Boy George had a few people die during drug booze parties back in that time. I was going to say, though, so there is something. Yeah, so one of the things that Mick Mars is saying is that they would gaslight him, telling him that, they were always trying to get him to quit, that they were trying to push him out of the band, telling him he was playing the wrong chords, he was forgetting things. There actually might be something to that, because there's a video on YouTube. Well, there is a video on YouTube of him. The song was Looks That Kill. And this was from a number of years ago, and Mick apparently forgets the solo. It's interesting to watch because it gets to the part of the solo, and someone's filming it just on their phone, and he doesn't play the solo. He just keeps playing chords, and then you see whoever's recording, they kind of pan over to where Nikki Sixx is, and Nikki Sixx has his back to everybody, and then just as they're about to come out of what should be the solo, Vince Neil walks over and kind of says something to him, and then,
it's possible.
And then they go back into the verse, and then, you see Nikki and you see his face, and
it could be medication induced.
He looks really angry. Could be, that's true. I mean, he's probably
seen
on
that. You've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
It happened with me.
Yeah.
That I had serious cognitive impairment. Remember, they tested me in the office, and I came out with like Alzheimer's level, and it was medication induced.
Yeah.
They changed my medications, and that cleared up. But with what he has, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on medications to keep him from suffering. So it could be that. It could be age related. It could be either or, but I'd still so if that's happening more frequently than not, is that the issue?
Yeah.
In fairness to them, that could be a problem. How do they perform that way? On the other side of the coin, my mother and me and my caring nature wants to just unplug his guitar and plug something else in and let him think he's playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
41 years is a long time to invest. And if he was truly pushed out, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
But is it equally horrifying if he wasn't able to do the job?
Right.
So you see, you got to, when you look at both sides on this one, I want to be firmly in Camp Mick. I totally want to be firmly in Camp Mick, but if I look at it fairly from both sides, I got to be on the fence.
Joe Friday agrees with you.
I got to be on the fence.
That seems to that seems to be where public sentiment is. But he's also, so now Mick is also claiming that, he carried them. You read the quote. He carried them for all those years.
That could be anger speaking.
And he also claims,
I bet it's anger speaking.
He also claims he was the only one playing live on the recent tour.
Oh, yeah, because there's a comment from the band going, we always play live.
Right. Now, obviously, Vince Neil is really singing live because there's no way that's pre-recorded because he sounds horrible.
Stop it!
He does.
I mean, you can hear him taking breaths and stuff. Pink does that intentionally, takes big breaths just so people know it's really her singing.
Yeah. But so he also claims Nikki Sixx didn't play a real note on his bass during the last tour. And there's a video of Tommy Lee
Really?
This is interesting. There's a video. I forget
Maybe
it.
they're all slipping.
Well, there's a
no offense, but we all do.
So there's a video.
It's not an if, it's a when.
There's a video of Tommy Lee that's circulating. I don't think I shared that one out.
I haven't seen that,
but it's on YouTube. It's at the beginning of the show, and there's like this keyboard intro that's playing, and then they get to the Tommy Lee. It's during the daytime. It's at one of the stadium shows, I think, and Tommy Lee is you can see his drum tech is like hurriedly trying to fix something at the drum set, and then but the music has already started, the keyboard intro that they have, and the thing is, and what I did share out was a video of something that leaked out is a video. Well, there's a whole bunch of things that are coming out now. So there's a video of one of the techs actually demonstrating how it works with a click track, because all the big bands, if you have a lot of special effects during your show, and this is standard, Kiss does it, everyone does it, they're playing to a click track that's in their monitors, their in-ear monitors, because nobody uses monitors on the front of the stage anymore. They go in your ear, and you can, that way, each person can have their own individual mix in their ears. Also, it makes it so it's not too loud, so it helps to protect your hearing. Yeah. And where was I going with that? So there's a video. Okay,
a video about it.
But the other reason they play to a click track is because there are special effects. All the big shows, they have special effects that are timed to happen at certain points in the show during each song. So they have to play to a click track to make sure they stay on time, so that the effects, if there's pyro that fires off at a certain point and whatnot, and it's been that way for years. So that's not anything new. And even back in the 70s, like bands that had a lot of effects where it was very, like Pink Floyd, where you had effects that had to be perfectly timed, and it wasn't as simple as, somebody backstage just pushing a button at this point in the song, and then there's something exploding, like with Kiss in the early days. It was, like special effects. It had to be timed directly to the song.
Pink Floyd shows were epic.
Yeah. So there's these videos released of where you can actually go on YouTube and listen to what, in this case, Motley Crue, what they hear in their ears.
Oh, really? You can hear it yourself?
Yeah, like you hear someone announcing the name of the song, so they know what song they're supposed to play now, and you hear someone counting it off.
Okay.
It actually sounds like Nicky's voice in the videos that are leaking.
Okay.
But anyway, there's a video of Tommy Lee. The keyboard intro has started. His drum tech is doing something at the drum set, fixing something. Tommy Lee is waiting to jump in because the keyboard part's already started, and you hear somebody hitting a hi-hat before Tommy Lee hurriedly is able to get into his seat. So now people are looking at that going, wait a minute, Tommy Lee's not really playing. That's all piped in. Now, I have a theory about that. I think he is really playing. And I think that the hi-hat that you hear at the end of the keyboard part that's supposed to be the intro, I think that's probably part of the intro. And that's just setting up the timing so that he's supposed to start playing with that. But I don't think
or did somebody clip the audio and make it look that way?
I don't know.
I mean, come on, deep fakes today.
Yeah, true.
True.
But
it's possible somebody just clipped that audio to make it look that way and got, I'll show him.
Well, a lot of people are saying they were there and they saw it, but who knows?
These guys are just attacking each other too, terribly.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. It's like a marriage breaking up after 41 years.
Yeah.
It's horrible to see. Like, maybe they should just take a separation, and chill a little bit.
Yeah.
I was just looking at an article on Ozzy saying he's going to come back again no matter what, even if it's in a wheelchair. Which I believe.
He said that?
Supposedly.
Recently, yeah.
Yes, supposedly. But I saw Ozzy twice, and that man was not still for a moment. And he would get angry if the crowd wasn't as hyper as him.
Yeah.
He would just run up and down the stage and jumping like that guy can jump, or he could jump. He could really he would really get height going, and really he has a presence. So I can see where this would be so hard for him, but I can also see where he would never want to walk away.
Right.
It's his life, just like these guys.
Yeah. Well, I did share out earlier.
I wish they'd just be nice to each other.
I shared out
terrible.
I didn't share it out on the Unleashed page. I don't think I shared it out on my personal Facebook page, but there's a video of I shared out a video of, you can hear the it leaked out the track, the in-ear monitor track that you hear playing during a few of the songs at the end of the show. What plays in mix? What used to play in mix ear?
Okay.
And the click track is very loud. You can barely hear the rest of the band. So it's like it's almost like he didn't want to hear the rest of the band. He just wanted to hear the click track. And his guitar playing is pretty spot on.
Now, what do you mean by click track?
So a click track is just it just sounds like a clicking in time.
That's it?
For how the music, like it's like a metronome.
Okay.
So you know when the song starts because a voice counts it in, and then you just hear the metronome and you're playing along to the metronome.
Oh wow.
So and you can have your monitor mix any way you want to. You just tell the sound guys, you want more or less of whatever you want more or less of. But the one that leaked out now on YouTube of Mick Mars's click track in his ear, in his monitor, it's like almost all click track. You can barely hear anything else. It's just interesting because he made that comment about how he carried the rest of the band all these years, and then you hear what's in his in-ear monitor mix and you can barely hear the rest of the band. It's like he didn't want to hear them because it would have messed him up. He just wanted to be able to hear the click track.
Wow.
But
jeez.
I shared that video out, and there were a lot of comments. Eric Pilcher said, sad way for this group to go out. One of my favorites. This is just heartbreaking. Aaron Bilodeau said, sounds about right. I play to a click track for my stuff. Then again, I don't have a drummer. Chris from Edgewise said, I love old crew, but they should just stop like last century. But lots of people are still willing to pay so much money to see them regardless of how they sound. Vince is obvious. I don't think Tommy cares based on his lifestyle. Just a money grab, and Nicky is the businessman. I can see it being tough for Mick. But then again, he's been dealing with that circus for 40 years.
I think there's actually a bigger apple here, or a bigger issue here. From what I'm seeing, in 2008, the band signed an agreement, all the band members signed it, that said, quote, in no event shall any resigning shareholder be entitled to receive any monies attributed to live performances, i.e. tours, end quote. And the agreement also outlined reduced compensation for things like merchandise sales or use of a band member's likeness if they decide to quit. So if he quit, he gets less money. If he got fired, that changes it, because this clause is specifically for quitting. So it may very well be it's a money's game.
Right.
And it, depending on who's not lying, if he quit, he's going to get less money from here on out. If he was fired, he's got to sue them to get his just compensation.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a choice to actually sue them if it was a firing situation. Because otherwise he walks away with getting less money, and they get to continue using his image, and he gets less money for his own image.
Yeah. So
that throws a little bit of a wrench into the works there too for consideration. There's an agreement that's in jeopardy here, in play, I should say.
Nick Ferraro commented on my post. Nick, I was in a band with Nick. That coincidentally ended badly, but for other reasons, nothing to do with Nick. Nick's a fantastic human being and a very talented musician. But he posted that click track every night would drive me insane. And DJ Steve said, I listened to that last night and was totally disgusted with what I heard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, yeah. But now all this stuff is coming out. It's
so awful to see. It's like watching a marriage break up. It really is.
Yeah.
It's terrible that this has come to this. And one side's telling the truth, one side's lying. Somebody hurt somebody somewhere.
Well,
we won't know until the truth comes out. I wonder if that's going to be another court trial that live feeds on the there's Law and Something Network.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I found it when Johnny Depp's lawsuit thing was going on, because I watched it. Well, I fully admit to totally watching it.
This will probably get settled out of court, but that would be fascinating to see.
Maybe not. remember, you got that agreement in play that changes compensation from here on out. So if they can't agree to some kind of a settlement, which it's sounding a lot likely, then yeah, we very well end up getting to watch another trial.
Crystal brought up in the chat room, Journey. Yeah, Journey has a lot of, obviously they don't have the notoriety in terms of the partying and the drugs and all of that over the years that Motley Crue does, but they have a lot of, you follow any of that?
They got a lot of stuff going on,
they got
too.
A lot,
There's a lot of hate going on there.
Oh, yeah, lawsuits within the band, and yeah.
I've lost track of what's going on with what. I just know that they imploded.
Oh, yeah. Crystal says in the chat, it breaks my heart, but Journey members, past and present, are attacking each other and lots of lawsuits. They are rude AF to Arnell Pineda, of course, the singer, who does an amazing job, just like Steve Perry did back in the day. I saw them live in Indy almost a year ago. They sold out that concert and appealed to many generations. It's all about money.
Yep. Oh, that's bottom line. That's this too. You know, there's a lot of money riding on that. These guys are just like Kiss. They're quite the brand. They're not as big as Chris as far as branding goes, but they got they got a solid brand there.
Who, Journey?
No, Motley Crue. Motley Crue's got a huge following.
I just because you said not as big as Kiss. I think they are.
Motley Crue?
I would say they're as big as Kiss.
Not in merchandising, not in brand.
Well,
I don't think they're. I think Kiss's brand value is higher than Motley Crue's. Just, I'd purely in the fact that they worked it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that just because Kiss is my favorite band. But
I think that's easy to say.
But Motley Crue's pretty. I don't know.
They've got a good brand, but they didn't do. Nobody has ever done the merchandising that Kiss has done.
Well, they are
around the world.
They are the most heavily merchandised band in history.
Around the world.
I think the Beatles is the second. But yeah, no, I mean, Kiss does have, and Kiss is unique in that, it's funny, I forget if it was...
People get Kiss everything.
It was either Paul Stanley or Gene Simmons once said in an interview that you can show, almost anywhere in the world, you can show somebody a picture of the four of them in makeup, and they'll know what that is and who that is.
Yep. And I don't think there's any industry that they haven't made a product for. There's one I'm thinking of, but I'm wondering if that one's not even...
Well, there's the infamous Kiss casket.
Is there an adult stuff?
There might be. I don't know. I mean,
if that's the case, then he didn't leave anything out. He really didn't leave any. But seriously, and they've done significant marketing around the globe, like Japan. They've got a huge following in Japan, and just like in the U.S., they have like everything Kiss.
Yeah.
We have everything Kiss. There's literally, I don't think there's anything I can think of that I wouldn't be able to find a Kiss thing.
You mentioned someone was lying with the Motley Crue thing. So because you used that word, I assume, Forum Krypton 6 says, we used to watch Liar Liar starring Jim Carrey.
And the bot is way off.
And our favorite scene was The Claw. And then Forum Krypton 6 says, we say Journey, a good rock and roll band in the 80s, hashtag Matt Connarton.
Yeah, but the 80s were not a good time. Looking back on it, we have like one of the worst generations.
Well.
We do. It was horrible. Growing up in the 80s was horrible.
What really? What was horrible about it?
Nobody discussed the important stuff. Everything was sex, drugs, rock and roll. It really was that. Girls, Girls, Girls was not a song that came up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was an age of excess.
There are a lot of things that wouldn't fly today.
Destruction. Women being treated in really bad ways.
Yeah.
Really bad ways. That doesn't happen these days on tours like it did back then. And,
well, I don't know.
Supposedly it doesn't.
Supposedly
we are a more woke society that doesn't turn a blind eye to assaults. But I guess I can't really be certain. However, I feel very confident in saying it is not the 80s. It is not what it was in the 80s. The 80s was a time for female performers clawed at trying to get anything done because everybody wanted to only give them something if they'd meet them on the couch. There's a lot of female musicians that talk about what they went through.
Oh, yeah.
and men didn't go through that. For men, it was all sex, drugs, party, rock and roll. That's all it was. The drunker you were, the more ridiculous you were, the more couches you threw out of hotel windows, the better. Back then, it was not a good time to be. I don't think it was. I think young ladies today are taught more about respecting themselves and valuing themselves, and those types of situations are, frowned upon. Nobody encourages it. Back then, it was like, oh, dress like that, you might get backstage. It was encouraged. And if you didn't dress like everybody else, then you were picked. I mean, you know what I mean? It was a different era. I think kids today actually have more sense more worldly knowledge than we did in the 80s, the time before computers. All we knew was to sit on the radio and wait until we heard that song we wanted, to hurry up and hit record on our tape deck, because that was the only way you could get the song, unless you bought the album or the tape. It's the only way you could get it. Now, I mean, come on.
No, Tony,
it's a different world. It's a very different world. And I think it's a better world that we are not that type of society anymore. Granted, there's plenty to say that's wrong, but at least that's not encouraged anymore. The sex, drugs, and rock and roll mentality is not acceptable, or so acceptable. That's a way of saying it.
Well, Tony Petrello says, why is Jenny taking all the fun out of drugs, sex, and rock and roll?
Sorry. It's the truth. Come on now. You know it. You know it.
Scott Robinson says, I went to the Seventh Veil. It was a dump. It's in Girls, Girls, Girls. Oh, the video. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, no kidding.
I never liked that song.
I didn't like it either.
The chorus annoys me. It's too sing-songy.
But ZZ Top's song, She's Got Legs.
Yeah.
I don't know about any other girl, but every girl I knew, including myself, wanted to be that girl. We wanted to be the girl that was getting dressed up in the shop to look all beautiful. And, that was our example of beauty. You should be that sexy, that whatever. But we all wanted to be that girl that got picked and made pretty, and everybody went, I wish I knew you then. Remember that song? You don't remember that song?
Of course. Forum Krypton 6 says, we used to watch a 1987 movie of Hiding Out starring John Cryer and Keith Coogan.
I know none of this. I do not know these people.
I don't remember that either.
I do not know this movie.
You ever see License to Win?
Not that I can think of. Maybe if I don't remember the title. I don't know. The title's not clicking.
We got to take a break. We are way past the top of the hour. Speaking of music, let's play something else from Matt Litzinger, who is going to be performing live at the Hop Knot on Saturday night. This one I have not listened to before, but I found it online. It's called Sunbeam, Piper's song, and I know his stuff doesn't have any swears in it, so we'll go ahead and we'll take a chance on this. I'm sure it'll be good. But and then we'll be back with more Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. Don't go away. Plenty more to come.
When the morning glow is rising and the light of day fills up the sky, you're a bright and radiant splendor, a beacon to chase the darkness away. You're my little sunbeam, you make this crazy world seem a little more alright. The moments when I'm with you, they shine with a bright hue that turn my dark skies to light. Gray and cloudy and the heavy rain is falling down, bright days to come. You're my little sunbeam, you make this crazy world seem a little more alright. The moments when I'm with you, they shine with the bright hue that turn my dark skies to light. Slowly fading and the sun is falling out of sight. You're the light that softly lingers, a remnant of the day gone by. You're my little sunbeam, you make this crazy world seem a little more alright. The moments when I'm with you, they shine with a bright view that turn my dark skies to light. Sunbeam, you make this crazy world seem a little more alright. The moments when I'm with you, they shine with the bright hue that turn my dark skies to light.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
As far as I'm concerned, all this crap in the ring represents these fans out here. For 2 years, brother, for 2 years, I held my head high. I did everything for the charities. I did everything for the kids. And the reception I got when I came out here, you fans can stick it, brother. Because if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, you people wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff would be still selling meat from a truck in Minneapolis. And if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, all these Johnny-come-latelys that you see out here, wrestling wouldn't be here. I was selling out the world, brother, while they were bumming gas to put in their car to get to high school. So the way it is now, brother, with Hulk Hogan and the New World Organization of Wrestling, brother, me and the New Blood by my side, what you gonna do when the New World Organization runs wild on you? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Don't touch me, I'm gonna flee the lawyers.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Yes, as Eazy-G pointed out earlier, it's the 25-year anniversary of Hulk Hogan becoming a bad guy and joining the NWO. Although initially I'd forgotten, it wasn't called the New World Order in that first promo. It was the New World Organization. And then somebody thought to call it the New World Order. Yes. Welcome, everybody. And it, of course, is also another anniversary. Sorry,
Soros,
what?
Yeah, Soros was having an effect there. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the first time I ever heard of New World Order was during Bush. Was it Bush versus Dukakis in their debate? George H.W. Bush. He kept saying 1,000 points of light, New World Order, and it's like, what is he talking about? And so there, the phenomenon was born. But and of course, there is another anniversary, 6 years now, officially as of today, of Matt Connarton Unleashed here at WMNH 95.3 FM. So. Not as big a deal as the 5-year anniversary.
It counts.
The 5-year anniversary was a big deal because 5 is one of those numbers. 5 is a big round number. 6 is
That's not a round number. It's an odd number.
Well,
only even numbers are round numbers.
Well, it's roundish. It's like 5.
No, it's not roundish.
Certain numbers like
you
5.
You make this stuff up as you go
10.
along.
Those are those are big numbers. 6. It's like 6 is just 6.
6 is good.
Whatever.
6 counts.
Well,
it could have been 666.
Well, that would be how evil that would be. Yes.
We will be AI and live forever.
Oh.
Hashtag Matthew.
Oh. So welcome, everybody. Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. We are well into hour number 2, numero dos. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, April 11, 2023. Jenny is here as well at the news desk.
Present and accounted for.
Scott Robinson says in the chat room, and congratulations to you, Matt. Thank you. Crystal, our friend from Illinois, says happy anniversary, Matt. Thank you. Let's see. Charles Richardson joins us in the chat room and says, good day, peeps. And he also says, brother. I know.
Brother.
I know it's
Brother.
that way because it's in all caps with multiple exclamation points. Yeah. Scott says, I'm getting chills. I'm coming for you, Easy.
Yay.
And Forum Krypton 6 says, hello, hashtag Charles. We say to you and good afternoon. Miriam Banish also says in the chat room, happy anniversary. Thank you, Miriam.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Forum Krypton 6 says, congrats, hashtag Matt Connarton. Well, thank you. We should mention tomorrow on the show, we have Gracie Gatto will be here with us in the first hour. So we look forward to catching up with Gracie. She does a great podcast about New Hampshire politics, and she's always very interesting to talk to. And then in the second hour, we have Chris Salome, who's going to bring in his guitar and perform live for us.
Yeah.
He's going to do some instrumentals. Very apropos, since we just had a couple of weeks of instrumentals on Pauly C's show.
You know, that's true.
Yes.
I didn't even make that connection.
Yes.
Lovely.
And so we look forward to that. And then Thursday's show, we have, what's that gentleman's name again? Is it
on Thursday? You have Sam Beechard coming in.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to.
He's an event promoter. He's got a show coming up. He's going to talk about.
Is he the guy who works with sepsis?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm really looking forward to talking with him.
He is definitely involved in the swarm. Which, by the way, Melissa Songbird from Sepsis, the lead singer, who's incredible, had a birthday over the weekend, and she celebrated it with all the fans. She did. There was even giveaways, which I have a handmade bracelet coming. I can't wait to wear, and I will definitely show off when it comes.
Yes.
And a dog tag. Woohoo! I lucked out. And the funny thing about it was, I knew it was her birthday. I was watching because I wanted to participate in her live feed, and I said that backwards. I had planned on doing it, but I didn't plan on what I was wearing or anything, and I, without thinking about it, put on my Swarmy Fast t-shirt, which sold out incidentally. You cannot get that one.
Yeah.
You have to go to the next Swarmy Fest, which will be this year.
Yes.
Yes, and we will be there, of course.
Yes.
So yes, I love Sepsis.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
one of my favorites.
And speaking of music, too, during the break, we heard another song from Matt Litzinger. He is going to be performing live at the Hop Knot, our amazing sponsor. Don't go there today, by the way. Monday and Tuesday is their weekend. But they're now doing live music on Saturday evenings, and Matt Litzinger will be performing there this Saturday at the Hop Knot. And
really great singer. I really like his tunes.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of music, we have a request in the chat room. Scott Robinson says, Matt, in honor of your anniversary, can we play a little smooth jazz, please?
I don't like you anymore.
Well,
do you hear me, Mr. Robinson?
We're going to do the smooth jazz for those of you watching online.
God.
I've put on my sunglasses.
Jeez, you did it.
Time for a little smooth jazz.
Don't like you anymore, Mr. Robinson. No.
On our anniversary show.
Stop. You're terrible. Sunglasses and all I see.
Little smooth jazz.
Come on now. I swear you make it loud on purpose.
Listen to that bass. It's groovy.
Yeah. Said the bassist. We all get it. Yeah. Can you ever come up with a different jazz song? Does it always have to be this jazz song?
It's tradition.
Stop it.
Smooth jazz.
Don't like you guys anymore. Nope. Really? There's a flautist. I hear the flautist flouting. All right, now. We've all heard it. That's enough, Maddie.
Listen to those drums. They play with brushes.
Maddie. It's enough jazz. This is not the jazz show.
It's our anniversary show.
Not for jazz, though.
Oh. Well, we've been talking about music. I figured a little
back to Sepsis.
Little smooth jazz.
We're affiliates with Sepsis. We love Sepsis. You could play Sepsis bleed lines. I like bleed lines. Yeah. I like You Make Me Lay Down. I think I said that wrong.
Force You to Lay Down.
Force You to Lay Down. Sorry, I apologize. I love that song.
Scott Robinson says, excellent. Thank you. You're welcome, Scott.
Brat.
And Miriam says, play some Dave Brubeck. I saw him once. Well, I think we've hit our smooth jazz quota on this anniversary show program here.
Jeez.
But,
maybe we should have a lawsuit. I will sue you. You shall not play any more smooth jazz. Not that song.
Oh. Right.
Live jazz musicians, good. That song over and over again, bad. Bad Matty.
Would you like to hear Must Be the Money by Deion Sanders?
I don't know this song.
I've played it before. It's just that's what popped up next. Never mind. We'll leave that alone. But boy, it's quite a jam.
Want to hear popcorn?
I think the young people say, ooh, no. If you'd like to join us, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Forum Krypton 6 says, our friend Jeff Pagari loves jazz music, hashtag Matt Connarton. See?
We're not in another country heard from.
By the way, I believe Jeff Pagari is an American, and a real American at that. So how dare you? We should, since we've been talking about music, I did happen to, oh my what? The Forum Krypton 6 referred to a song in the chat room that sounds a little salacious, but we do have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matty. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary. How you doing?
Hi, Jenny, my love. How are you today?
I'm marvelous. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad to hear
that.
I
was doing okay until he played the jazz thing.
Oh, yeah, another country heard from.
It's spring. We don't need jazz. We need some really good music.
See?
But, Matt, what we need is we need an air horn for anniversary.
Listen to you. I can't win today.
You like the air horn, huh?
I can't win. Another country.
It's anniversary time. You're celebrating. You need the air horn.
Brat.
That's true. It is a celebratory air horn.
Brat. Another brat. All the brats are males. I'm just noticing.
Well, let's see here.
Oh, good. You can't find it. Ha! No air horn for you.
See?
Wah.
You're not prepared.
He can't find it.
That's true.
You got all screwed up with the. You got screwed up with the smooth jazz. See?
Totally messed him up. See?
It's in the butt.
Oh, brother, he found it.
There we go.
There
brother.
we go.
All right. Thank you.
You're funny. I love it.
Hey, I'm in my new palatial apartment.
Yeah.
I moved over to a little closer into the city.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
It's so wonderful. Yeah. I have an elevator. I can go up and down.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, good.
I'm super happy for you.
It's the Parizeau high rise.
Okay. Yep. I think I know where that is. Yeah. Excellent.
Yep. I have a nice room. Yeah, a nice apartment. I can see the park and everything, and I can watch all the crazy people at the lights at Coolidge Ave, and I come screaming around the corner.
Yeah.
And try to watch a tractor trailer come by and try to take that out. So the only thing I don't have is popcorn. So sit there and watch.
Right. Well, you can always get that.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's really nice and
good.
Meet some people and stuff like that. So it's a better place than where I was. And
good.
Except for the old neighbors, I miss them. They were good people. So
yeah,
understandable.
But, we make new friends.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I'm much closer to the city, and if I'm careful and I pump the light twice, I won't get hit by a car, and I can probably run across the street. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That's a busy intersection.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
Like I said, I love the show, and I love you guys, and you always make me laugh. You're a great couple, and
thank you.
You're really fun people. You really are. So.
Oh, well, thank you, Gary.
You make me laugh. You make me laugh, and you bring good things into my life ever since knowing you guys, and I really do.
We care about you. You're special to us. I love knowing you're out there listening.
So, but yeah, I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to say that happy anniversary, and just wanted to hear that one air horn one time for happiness, and
No, you can hear it more than once.
That was it. Okay. Yeah. This as long as we don't have any more smooth jazz, please. I draw the line. I draw the line at that.
There we go.
No more.
It's one on my side.
All right, Gary. No more smooth jazz today. We've hit our quota.
All right. I love you guys. You guys have a great evening. It's beautiful out.
Yes.
I'm going out for a walk right now, and it's nice out. So take a walk and breathe the beautiful spring air in. So.
71 degrees in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Love you both.
All
have
right,
a good night.
All right, we love you, Gary. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, that was our friend Gary. Thank you, Gary. And if you'd like to chime in, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Forum Krypton 6 in the chat room says, we say listen to Time to Blow by an instrumental Del Paxton. He plays the piano. That sounds like might be for the other show. Charles Richardson says Jenny is just being a hater to jazz music.
Blah, blah, blah.
I, for one, enjoyed that little selection. Thank you, Matt. See, some people like smooth jazz.
And I let him know what I thought of that, too. So
some people are, a little more open-minded musically.
Some people have ears for weird things, especially that one.
We did mention Journey. Actually, Crystal brought up Journey earlier. And Neil Sean of Journey has weighed in on what we were talking about with the legal dispute between Motley Crue and Mick Mars. This is from blabbermouth.net. Journey's Neil Sean supports Mick Mars in legal dispute with Motley Crue, saying he didn't deserve this. It says here, this just went up yesterday. Journey guitarist Neil Sean says that he supports Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars in his legal dispute with his bandmates over the latter group's ongoing tour. When Mars, a co-founding member of Motley Crue, announced his retirement from touring with the group last October as a result of worsening health issues, he maintained that he would remain a member of the band, with John Five taking his place on the road. However, in his lawsuit, which was filed last Thursday in Los Angeles County Superior Court, Mars said that, after his announcement, the rest of Crue tried to remove him as a significant stakeholder in the group's corporation and business holdings via a shareholders meeting. Specifically, Mars claims he was asked to sign a severance agreement that would divest him of his 25% stake in the band's various business interests in return for 5% stake in the band's 2023 tour. This stake, the lawsuit alleges, would be reduced to 0% for future tours. Mick claims Crue's management later upped the offer from 5 to 7.5% in the band's 2023 tour, which would remain contingent on Mars divesting himself from the band and their businesses. When Mars refused to sign the papers, the band took the dispute to arbitration, quote, rather than a public lawsuit, so that the public would not be aware of the deplorable manner in which they treated their brother, quote unquote, of 41 years, unquote, Mars claims in the lawsuit. Sean, who founded Journey in 1972 and remains the band's sole consistent member, having participated in every album and tour to date, weighed in on Mick's dispute with Crue on social media on Saturday. Responding to a Twitter poll asking, are you on hashtag Team Mick or hashtag Team Motley Crue, Sean wrote Mick and added in a follow-up tweet, quote, given his health issues and his obvious swagger he gives to the band through his guitar playing, he didn't deserve this, unquote. After Mars filed his suit on Thursday, Motley Crue bassist Nikki Sixx responded on Twitter, writing, quote, sad day for us, and we don't deserve this, considering how many years we've been propping him up. We still wish him the best and hope he finds lawyers and managers who aren't damaging him. We love you, Mick, unquote. Yeah, the propping him. I feel like the propping him up comment, like that was not just saying, propping him up musically, but I feel like that was kind of taking a shot at his illness.
You think?
Because it's difficult for him to stand there for, 2 hours every night, and
True
play.
That.
I felt like that was, and
yeah,
then
very well could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're necessarily off on that one.
It says here, Mars suffers from, how do you pronounce this again? Ankylosing spondylitis?
I think it's ankylosing spondylitis.
Okay, or AS. A chronic and inflammatory form of arthritis that mainly affects the spine and pelvis. After years of performing through the pain, he informed the other band members last summer he could no longer tour with them, but would still be open to recording new music or performing at residencies that did not require much travel. And I think this is Charles on the phone. Oh, yes. Hello, Charles.
Hello.
Hello.
You know, Matt, I just had a crazy idea of how to jazz up the show a little bit.
Oh, no.
Don't think he needs you.
I'd say go ahead and replace Jenny's intro song with jazz music.
Nice try.
Oh,
ain't gonna happen.
There probably is a jazz song named Jenny.
Ain't gonna happen. Nope.
And while you're reading your articles or reporting on news,
yes,
have a different jazz song playing. This is only when Jenny's in the studio, though.
Go back to the drawing board.
I see.
That's a crappy idea.
Wow.
Totally.
Just busting. You know,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Bite me too.
Off with his head.
By the way.
Oh my.
Disney won.
He likes
Disney. Nothing. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
All right, that was Charles Richardson, of course, from the state of Florida, and the former host of the Charles Richardson Show, which may make a return at some point, I would imagine. But yeah, Charles and his family, they love Disney.
They are Disney nuts.
And as a result of their love of Disney, I think largely they are not fans of Governor Ron DeSantis, who seems to have a weirdly adversarial relationship with Disney.
Yeah,
which I think could be damaging to him. In the
it's not just damaging to him; it's damaging the people in that area.
Well, yes,
he dismantled the what was an existing safety net too. The fire department, the EMS, they had their own fire, EMS, everything.
Yes,
you know, and he just blew it for everybody. They took care of their own roads. None of that came out of the Florida tax dollars. They took it. No, not anymore. Pay up, buckos.
Yeah.
You just bought how many roads? I think it was like, it's something crazy like 8 miles of road or something that.
Yeah, I don't remember. A lot.
I don't remember. It was a lot. It was a
lot. InsideHook.com has a story because we referred to it. This is from last month, but this is titled, "What the Hell is Going On with Journey? Lawsuits, Bodyguards, Corporate Cards, and More." And this is short, but it says here, in 2001, an episode of VH1's Behind the Music focused on the history of the band Journey. Watching it at the time suggested far more behind-the-scenes drama than the group's anthemic music suggested, especially surrounding the late 90s departure of vocalist Steve Perry, who sang on the band's biggest hits. Watching it at the time, one might have thought that would be the apex of intra-band conflict. Unfortunately, that's not the case at all. And if you're remotely curious about what other issues the band is facing these days, read on. A recent article from S-Fist reports that I think it's supposed to be SF-ist, as in San Francisco-ist, because that's where Journey's from originally. A recent article from SF-ist reports that the band's longest tenured members, Neil Sean and Jonathan Cain, have hired bodyguards while the band continues touring. The purpose of the bodyguards? Keeping Cain out of Sean's dressing room. And vice versa. This is not the first time Cain and Sean have clashed.
Sean actually hired 2 off-duty police officers to stand outside his dressing room.
Wow.
Billboard, I dropped it into the chat room. Billboard has an extensive article on this. I've never seen this kind of article. It is so long. It's kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, it refers to that article here. It says an epic Billboard article chronicles the bad blood between the two, which includes Sean suing Cain over Cain's refusal to let him use Journey's corporate American Express card. For his part, Cain has argued that Sean has used the Journey card for personal expenses. Is the band doing anything to calm things down? Maybe. In December, Journey hired a new manager. How'd you like to be that guy? I hope they're paying him well. Mike Kobayashi, in the hopes that they would be able to resolve the drama. Though according to Billboard's report, Kobayashi is no longer working with the group. Oh, he already left. Wow.
Cain actually sent an assistant, supposedly, into Sean's room to snoop around, which prompted Sean to hire the 2 off-duty police officers. Or Cain, this is insane. This is extensive. I'm seeing a notation here that seems to indicate, and this was published right around, looks like March 2nd, this article, that the Journey band members ended up agreeing to a settlement on a $10 million lawsuit. and go their separate ways.
Oh, separate ways. That's a good pun.
Well, yeah, Billboard did that. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was totally Billboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even quoted it. It was cute. But yeah, seriously.
Remember the video for Separate Ways?
Oh my God. The band is fighting over a member's Mar-a-Lago performance. Suing over the group's American Express account, like you said. And hiring and firing of Mar-a-Lago.
I can guess which member that is.
Oh, which one's a Trumpkin?
Jonathan Cain.
Oh.
Jonathan Cain is married to, of course, remember who he's married to?
No.
Paula White. The woman who speaks in tongues.
The one is that the same one that has the cane that she's whacking the storm out to sea?
No. That's somebody else. I forget her name. No, Paula White, though. She does the speaking in tongues.
Oh.
Yes. And
that's the Basta lady.
No, that's not her either.
Oh, that's a different one.
No.
There's so many.
The Basta lady works with, what's his name? Jim Baker.
I can't picture her. I just can't seem to picture her.
Paula White, she's younger. But she was part of Trump's one of Trump's spiritual advisors,
Oh, goodness.
And, and she's...
so that's why there's a fight over that performance.
Yeah.
Well, as a singular band member, he would have the right, but...
Yeah, well,
what is it they're suing over, though? Are they suing about him doing it, or they're suing him because he didn't get a cut?
Well, I know there was an incident at one point. I think this was shortly after the 2016 election, where Jonathan Cain and Paula White and one other band member from Journey, who I think is no longer in the band, there's a picture of them with Trump at the White House or something. And Neil Sean was angry about it because he didn't want the band being politicized, and I think he doesn't like. I get the impression he is not a fan of Trump either. And I think that might have been the start of a lot of tensions. And I'm sure Neil Sean is not a big fan of Paula White by extension.
So there's a notation here that there was a lot of passive-aggressive, behind-the-scenes tension stuff going on between Sean and Cain, like you said, and dueling lawsuits. But there's a cease and desist letters that have been issued from both sides, one of which included Cain's performance at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
It just goes into a real deep hole here. The deeper you dig, the crazier this gets.
Oh, by the way, my dad is in the chat room and says, congratulations. Thank you. If you're just joining us, it's a 6-year anniversary of Matt Connarton Unleashed here at WMNH.
So at the January 27th opening show of this year, Journey show, January 27th of 2023, during the run-throughs, April, Cain, and Sean stood at least 20 yards apart at all times on opposite sides of the stage in the theater in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's that bad. Like they performed on stage together, but they're at distances and they don't get closer, and they got their own gods and they're suing each other. Oh my God, this is horrible.
I've always been...
Neil Sean actually sued his ex-wife in 2007. Sued his ex-wife's mother-in-law for blogging that he didn't pay his child support.
Oh, defamation suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the case was eventually dismissed.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. This is, like I said, this rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper with all these lawsuits, back and forth lawsuits. Oh my gosh.
It's just amazing. And I think a lot of people probably feel this way. Like, I just wonder, how do you, as someone who's played in some bands, I just, and I've been in bands where there's drama, usually just petty stuff. And I've also been in bands where there was no drama whatsoever. Most of my experiences were positive. And of course, nothing that was ever, like hugely successful where, egos are going to come into play and all that. But, usually just stupid, petty stuff. But, and when you're young, you don't necessarily have the maturity to avoid a lot of that. But I've always been fascinated by this idea. Like, how does it work where you're in a band? I mean, at one point in time, they were just a bunch of cool guys getting together to try and play. Yeah.
It's sad.
But to be on a tour with somebody, this is what I don't get. Like, to be out on tour, and you've got to, and you've got to do things like, like who makes the set list, and is there just no discussion about it because these people can't have a discussion together? So is one person in charge of that and making decisions like that? And how does the interaction happen, or is there just no interaction? I would think it would be the most awkward thing in the world. And I think making music with other people is kind of an intimate thing in a way, and yet here you are, you can't you can't even talk to this person. And I really started thinking about this. Actually, in fact, I don't know if my dad
Trump strikes again, man.
I don't know if my dad remembers this, but I watched, this was many years ago, I watched a documentary with my dad about the Beach Boys. And there was a point in that band, and the Beach Boys had a lot of members. There was a point in that band where it had kind of separated into two cliques off stage. And they would, when they would start the show, they would all enter the stage from opposite ends of the stage, because one faction would be on one side, one faction that all got along, and the other faction would be on the other side. Like, I think one faction was like Brian Wilson's faction, and the other factions was Mike Love's faction. I'm guessing, because the two of them both were kind of notorious for not having the best people skills in some instances. And they would enter the stage from opposite sides, so they didn't even have to interact with each other. And I just always thought, how weird that must be.
And that's what these guys have been like, it seems.
Yeah.
It really seems like that's what these guys have been.
I mean, I
awful.
guess you find a way to make it work, because there's a lot of money involved.
These guys look for reasons to hate each other, I swear.
Yeah.
There's a notation here that back in 2018, the Tampa Bay Times critic Jay Cridlin had praised the band on stage for their tribute to the late Aretha Franklin at the time. Schoen directly emailed Cridlin afterwards, demanding he change the review, because it was him who orchestrated the Franklin tribute and not the entire band, though they were all on stage. And it's like they look for reasons to just get angry with each other. It's awful. I'll tell you, read that Billboard story. It's a deep rabbit hole of just craziness.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, there's even more on the whole Mar-a-Lago thing. There was also an appearance he did in Las Vegas for Evangelicals for Trump. And that was before the presidential election in 2020. Schoen had sent a cease and desist letter to Kane because of that. In the Mar-a-Lago performance, he said that he thought it was deleterious to the Journey brand as it polarizes the band's fans and outreach, which I agree.
Yeah.
In that regard, I do. So, see, that's why I say Trump strikes again. Dividing people.
Well, all I know is
I liked it better when all the bands were "Don't use my music in your political." I like that stance. I like it a lot better, I gotta say.
All I know is when Journey is up there on stage,
don't stop believing.
And Jonathan Cain is on stage with his band.
Yep.
And they're playing Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'.
Oh boy.
Paula White is looking up at them and thinking about the Lord.
Of course. And it's coming to her in tongues that only she can understand.
I think we're going to have to end today's show in honor of her, because we're already out of time.
Wow,
I think
we are.
I think we're going to have to, in honor of Paula White. And, of course, Jonathan Cain of Journey will end today's show with Paula White's re-election prayer for Donald Trump, featuring Little KC remix.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. We've played this on the show before. This is great stuff. We might as well end with some music, right? Paula White. This is probably her biggest hit.
Happy anniversary, Matt.
Thank you. Happy anniversary. And yes, our 6-year anniversary here at WMNH 95.3 FM. It is official today. And wow, we are really out of time. So
we are. So if you want to learn more about me, go to JennCoffey.com, JennCoffey.com.
And tomorrow on the show, we've got Gracie Gatto here in the first hour and Chris Salome in the second hour. And that's it. All right, we got to go. We'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I hear
Stage Door on WMNH 95.3 with the Majestic Theater and the Ted Herbert Music School.